Let's talk about Jan van Eyck's Arnolfini Wedding. This is a painting that many people dispute some of its meanings, but there are some general agreements. So let's talk about those first. I also wanted to give you a view of what this would look like in its natural place in the National Gallery in London. This is actually a really small piece, and this is what the frame looks like. It's also covered in glass, so sometimes the reflection can kind of get in the way. So this is a couple. This is a unique subject in Western European art. I don't think we've looked at any of these yet. So they're holding hands. They are also in an interior scene. Notice how they gaze at us, and then also notice all of the objects and everything surrounding them. Van Eyck, as you'll recall, is a master oil painter, layering multiple layers of oil on. Remember that it dries slowly, and he's able to get such detail because of this, because of the oil, and it creates beautiful, beautiful textures as well as colors. So notice the reds and the greens, the light that's coming in from the natural light from the window on the left-hand side. All of the texture and the fur and the lace and the gold and the leather, it's convincing, and a variety of textures. Let's take a look at all of the objects that are in here. And like the altarpieces that we've looked at, all of these objects have certain symbolism to them. So let's take apart this a little bit. We see in the foreground a dog who takes a prominent place here, symbolizing fidelity. We also have a pair of shoes that are on the floor, and this is to symbolize that it's a sacred place. This interior bedchamber is a sacred space. We also see some other things they're smaller. There's some fruit on the windowsill, and this is to symbolize in the hopes of natural fertility. So fertility in the hopes of having children with this couple is kind of full in this painting, though there is some controversy to that. It's possible this couple was already married and this is just a portrait of them. Notice also how the female's holding her dress up kind of in a bunch, and it looks like the most obvious thing about this is that it looks like she is pregnant, but she's not pregnant, but it suggests pregnancy, having a large belly here. And this is a common clothing that one would wear. In the background, let's zoom in a little bit closer so that you can kind of see there's a patron saint of fertility on the bed here, some other objects and things to notice. We can see a little bit more up close the expression on their face and the way that Giovanni is holding his hand. But the main thing that we want to look at here is just the detail in the candelabra that's hanging. And then we also have this mirror that is on the back here. And then we also have some words. So this is probably the most important part of the painting that I want to draw your attention to. There is a candle, one single burning candle here, and we've talked about the symbolism of this, as in Robert Campion's Marode altarpiece, that this is a single burning candle, kind of symbolizing that Christ's divine presence is here, but it also represents a traditional marriage candle that the bride would bring into the bridal chamber. So let's talk about this mirror that's here. This is highly unusual. It has a signature above it that is Jan van Eyck's signature. And he was a master miniature painter. So the amount of detail that he is able to get in this mirror is astonishing. This is a convex mirror, and what is reflecting back to us are the backs of this couple and also some witnesses who are kind of standing in the doorway, including Jan van Eyck. The mirror surrounding that convex mirror is 10 little circles that has scenes from Christ's Passion. And then let's end on Jan van Eyck's signature. This says Jan van Eyck was here, and it lists the date, which is 1434.